Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Brad Wardle, call sign Captain Wingnut from Cougar Ridge Ranch, high in the Uinta Mountains of eastern Utah. And today I'm answering some questions I received about how do you hook up a 3-point drill auger on your tractor. If you have a tractor, this implement is one of the greatest labor-saving machines around. And if you've ever dug just a couple of post holes, you know exactly what I mean. The tractor drill auger consists of 4 basic pieces: the frame, the gearbox, the drill auger bit, and the PTO shaft that goes to the tractor for power. I could say that this is one of the most dangerous implements that hooks to a tractor, but in reality, every implement that hooks to a tractor is dangerous and can be life-threatening. This baby is particularly dangerous when hooking it up as well as using it. It is very top-heavy, being that the gearbox is right on top, and on the auger bit it's sitting on a point, so its propensity to tip over and hurt you and crush you is high. When using it, you have the big auger drill bit going around really fast, and you also have the PTO power takeoff shaft going around even faster. So great caution should be taken when attaching this and removing it from the tractor, as well as great caution when using it. Safety first. I find it helpful when I remove the drill from the tractor to drill it into the ground at least a foot. This stabilizes the drill auger because, folks, as I said, this baby is really top heavy, and if it tips over, just skedaddle out of the way. It will typically take 2 of you to upright it and stabilize it. And if you don't have 2 of you, you'll be hooking a chain to it and lifting it up with the bucket of the tractor, and you'll be doing a lot of dancing around in the dirt trying to get it set up and back ready to hook up. I'll probably make a stand for mine someday, but we got lots of dirt in the open ground, so for now I just drill it in a bit and then detach it where it sits. A 3-point hitch hookup has obviously 3 points of contact with the implement, and almost every implement that goes on the back of a tractor nowadays has a 3-point hookup. The center point usually has a top link that goes from the top pivot on the tractor to the implement, with a screw adjustment length to shorten or lengthen the top link in between. For a 3-point auger, you remove it. There is no adjustable top link used. The center hookup goes straight onto the tractor. This becomes the pivot point for the auger that determines how high the tractor lifts and drops the implement. The lift arms on the side do just that, lift the implement. In this case, if you put the center point on a low pin on the tractor, the drill auger will not go as low into the ground, but it will raise up higher. Which pin you use and the ultimate height of which you lift the auger will really be determined by the PTO shaft. Too high and the shaft coupler will bind either at the gearbox or at the tractor or both. So take caution. Make sure you don't lift it too high. Word of advice too. If you're doing this by yourself without a helper, have the top pin in your hand, easily accessible, ready to go, because the auger frame is really heavy, and you'll need to hold the frame in place while you slip the pin in to bolt it onto the tractor. And once the pin's in, the lock pin is easy to put in. If you put the center point in a higher pin on the tractor, the auger will go deeper into the ground, and you may then have to adjust the uniform depth with your lift arm lever stop in the cockpit. In this setting, the auger will not raise up as high when you lift it up. It's all about figuring out the best pin for your tractor. I like to have the tractor lift the auger so it's about 6 inches above the ground, which is just enough clearance to move around safely, but lets me punch the auger as deep as I can. Next, we hook up the side points, which are the lifting arms. At this point, you may need to move your tractor a little bit forward or reverse to get the right distance to accommodate the side arms. Sometimes these are difficult to get in place, but a little strength, persistence, and mostly willpower, and the hookup will get completed. I usually end up going back and forth until I get them seated, because my tractor has a couple of locking braces that keep the lift arms from swinging too wide and allowing the implement to sway back and forth into the tires. Now, you want to hook up the left arm first, the left as you're sitting on the tractor, because the right side is usually adjustable up and down, and you might have to change that adjustment to match the left arm once it's attached to the drill. Next, we hook up the PTO, or the power takeoff shaft. Now, some guys hook up the PTO before the lift arms. Doesn't really matter. But I find with my tractor, it's easier once the tractor is supporting all of the weight of the auger to do that. I have no movement of the auger at that point. The PTO shaft is a shaft that transmits the power from the transmission of the tractor to the implement. In this case, turns the drill. Just push the spline button on the PTO shaft to allow it to completely slide over the tractor output shaft, and then release the button. Now push the shaft on again to make sure that the button pops up and locks the PTO onto the tractor output shaft. And then yank on it to make sure that it's there. You don't want this baby coming loose. Lock the cover chains to the frame of the drill auger and the tractor. This prevents the shaft cover from turning, allowing the shaft to turn inside of the cover where it can't touch you. When it's all hooked up, it's time to go to work. And when you're done, drill it back into the ground a bit where you'll park it and disconnect it in reverse order. PTO side arms and then the center pin. And if possible, have a strong safety helper for this job because that center frame is heavy. Well, that's it. Not terribly tough, but these babies are heavy and very, very dangerous. Finishing up, I would be honored and appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. And while you're there, click the like button and the bell icon so YouTube can notify you every time I post a new video. Also, I post a lot of other stuff on my Cougar Ridge Ranch Facebook page that doesn't make it onto my YouTube channel, so follow me there as well. The link is in the description. And finally, if you have any questions or positive comments, post them below and I'll do my utmost to answer every one possible. Okay, my father used to say the older you get, that's me, the better you get, unless you're a banana. I'm Brad Wardle, call sign Captain Wingnut from Cougar Ridge Ranch, showing you how to hook up a 3-point drill auger. Happy post hole drilling.